Alcohol literally lowers your vibration. It is a depressant. My energy was here. And the moment I drank, my energy came down here. And I remember being like, wait, why is this making me weird? Questioning myself. If anything, I started getting more insecure about myself, more all these feelings. Like, doesn't that feel like a little counterintuitive to like what I genuinely want to feel? Welcome back, my $1 billion baby, to today's episode. Today's going to be kind of a triggering one, I think, for some people, because we're going to really get into why alcohol is keeping you from your greatest version and your dream life. I think that, so many people love alcohol. It helps so many people in tons of different ways, whether it's to be more social, relax, have more fun, so many that we're going to dive into today. But what has been very interesting is the reports coming out about Gen Z and how they are the first generation that is drinking the least out of prior generations that are adults. And I think there's a lot of different unique answers to that. When I was looking this up, it was some reasons are people have just more access to information nowadays. Like, we now know that alcohol literally is poison. And when you have more access to information and you're coming up as a Gen Z and you're on the internet, because the internet is spreading so much information so quickly, and you care about your health or your body or working out or these things, then you're like, why am I going to drink? Also, drinking really affects like making you age quicker and all these types of things. So I think Gen Z has so much access to information that now they're like, do I really want to drink? I want to kind of be healthy. Another one is mental health. The rise of mental health awareness has been up way beyond when I was younger. I'm a millennial, and people were not talking about mental health in the way they are today. Let's be real. But I have been someone that has worked on my mental health since I was about like 19. And wow, it is the reason I am where I am today. So it could be cheesy or cringe to some people when they talk about like, is that good for your mental? But like really, it is so important. And Gen Z is growing up in the generation of understanding that because they're getting access to this information constantly. And so when you're getting access to that, you're like, okay, wait, alcohol is literally a depressant. So if I have anxiety and I'm stressed or I'm worried or I'm not happy and I'm these things, and alcohol is a depressant, doesn't that feel like a little counterintuitive to like what I genuinely want to feel? And so like these are the questions that they're probably having. Another one is there's all these like cultural movements around like sober curiosity, people that want to be, that are curious about being sober and like, what would that life look like if I was sober, like long term? Like, what does that look like to not be someone that drinks? And another one is mindful drinking, which to me would mean, okay, if I'm gonna drink, I'm just mindful about why and when I'm doing it. Like, am I just doing this just because, or like, what is the real reason behind this? And that's definitely me. Like, if I'm gonna drink, I very much am like, why am I drinking? What is this for? And once I ask those questions, if I get to a place where I'm like, okay, I now know why I'm doing it. I know what's positive or negative about this situation. And so I have to deal with the consequences. But it's really understanding fully what alcohol really does to us. And not until then can you really understand and contemplate if this is something you should do or not do. Okay, so some interesting things that we'll get into today is there is what I can say. And first, I want to get into the fact that I am someone to this day that I still do drink. So don't look at me and be like, oh, this girl's going to make me feel so horrible about drinking, because that is not my goal here. My goal here is to help you decide, like I said, why you're drinking and to come from a better place when you do it, so you don't deal with the problems that can occur from being someone that drinks consistently. I know that when I started really being in a place where I wanted to go after my dream life and I I started to realize that I can be more, I can have more if I just believe it. And when you believe it, when you're not in that place yet and you need to believe it, what do you need to do? You need to better your mental state. You need to get yourself in a happier place. You need to wake up and do little things that make you raise your vibration, which means lift yourself up, feeling more positive, whether that's every morning waking up and exercising, going on that walk, or journaling, or affirmations like, I am a powerful ass bitch. I don't know if I can cuss, but like, I am a money maker. I am someone that can achieve great things in my life. I'm going to be the first one of my family to break through being poor. Like, I'm going to be the wealthiest person of my generation. Like, whatever it is, the things that you want to achieve, starting to get yourself into a place where you can even believe them is always the first step. Otherwise, how are you going to start putting things in place to get that reality? And so once you start working on yourself, the crazy part is that things like alcohol just seem questionable. Like, one of the things I noticed is the more I got into my wellness and getting myself to a good place so I can attract and be the person I want to be, to align with the dreams I want to have. Because how does that person show up to these opportunities? How do I act every day? Am I aligned with the person I want to be? And so when you start to ask yourself those questions and you start to work on yourself in that way, what was interesting for me is after some time of raising my standards for myself and who I want to show up as every day, because I wanted to align with that future me, I realized that when I did go out and I did drink, I was here prior because I was raising my energy. And obviously this takes some consistency of constantly working on yourself. But after some time of doing that, my energy was here. And the moment I drank, my energy came down here. And I remember being like, wait, why is this making me weird? Like, once I drank the alcohol and I was out with friends, I'm like, oh, I don't feel as happy or excited, or I don't know. I'm like questioning myself. If anything, I started getting more insecure about myself, more all these feelings. Like, it wasn't how it was when I first started drinking, where I was like more fun and didn't care about what anyone thought, and like all the things you want to feel on alcohol, or more confident, like I'll talk to any guy, like all those things. It wasn't bringing out that side of me at all anymore. The more I worked on myself, it brought me down. And sometime after that, I came across someone that was very spiritual, and they told me, they're like, alcohol literally lowers your vibration. It is a depressant. So when you work on yourself and you increase your elevation and your vibration and all these things, and you become a more heightened version of yourself, which is someone that is happier in the day, motivated, working on themselves, at peace with themselves, like is excited about the future. And when you're showing up in that your best place where you feel happy about life, and when you drink, it actually, you could see a difference between how it brings you down. So that has been something that I was like, oh, it was like my aha moment of like, that makes sense, because I couldn't fully explain what I was feeling on alcohol. Since then, I have become someone that has really came from a place of, why am I drinking? What is the reason behind me wanting to have a drink right now? Because once you start to realize how much it affects you, you then want to be like, okay, am I coming to get a drink because I feel insecure right now, because I feel like I can't talk to people in the room, or whatever? I start to question, why is it that I'm going to grab that alcohol? Because until you do that, you can't even truly work on becoming better from those situations. And what's interesting is like all of our emotions and all of our feelings that are coming up, the moment you grab that alcohol and you mask it, you're actually not doing anything than suppressing it, right? It's still going to be there the next day. You're still going to come back. That's still going to be a part of you. So it's like, how cool is it that every time you don't do that, you're pushing yourself to work on that part of you? And some people might be like, I don't care to work on the part of me that's shy. I don't care to work on the part of me that feels insecure, or feels like I can't talk to people in the room, or I can't have fun without it. I don't care to work on that part of me. But like all those parts of you that you're neglecting working on is the parts of you that are the most important for your growth. It's like, we don't feel these feelings if our internal self doesn't want us to evolve from them. Like emotions are the pathway to showing you where your pain is or where your next stepping stone to evolve is, to become even more fulfilled, to become even more powerful, even more you. Like with these pains are the navigational point. So it's like we can suppress them or we can be like, why is this that I'm feeling this? Okay, let me be a little bit more curious. Let me actually, instead of looking away from it, let me look right at it, Like, and it's hard. It is hard. This is something I'm working on currently. Like, I'm single and I have to not drink and then talk to people. Like, that's hard. Like, I can talk to my friends, but like if there's like a cute guy walking past and whatever, I get nervous, but it's like I can go to get the drink, but like oddly, it's not even making me more talkative. It's just making me more thinking, am I acting normal? Am I standing cute? Like whatever. So I'm like, instead of masking this is something I do need to work on, right? And so we all have those things that we will become more powerful when we work on. And I'm not saying that you can never drink again, but again, it's being more mindful of why you're drinking and when you're drinking and what that's doing to you. Okay, so let me get into some other areas. Okay, so let's go through some reasons why people drink in the first place. So, to be more social, to have more fun or be more confident, to relax after a long day, to feel better after something bad happens. I would say these are like the main reasons why someone goes to get alcohol. Okay, so let's go through the one that it makes me more social. So, this is true for a lot of people. It does make them more social. But what's interesting about that is there's people that like will walk, and we all have seen them if you're paying attention, where you walk into the room and the first thing they do is run to the bar. And then it's like they ran out of a drink, they go get another drink. Like they can't like just be like, they can't just, talk to people or look at their surroundings or try to be more comfortable in the room before they even go to grab the alcohol. And again, kind of what I was saying prior, it's like if you feel the need always to be in a place where you're like, I have to go get a drink of alcohol to be more social, you're not actually, again, working on that part of you. It's like, why don't you feel like you could talk to people, or why do you feel uncomfortable in your own skin? And these really big questions that you don't know if these parts of you are holding you back from so many things you dream of. And so it's okay. Like, trust me, like I said, I deal with this myself today. But the difference that I'm trying to point out is it's noticing it. Like, it's being able to see it so that you can work on it, so that you could be like, okay, is this part of me holding me back in any other area of my life? Or I do feel uncomfortable right now. I want to be more social, so I'm going to go grab that drink of alcohol. But it's like acknowledging that, really paying attention to like, okay, I'm going to go get this drink of alcohol because I can't be social right now and I would like to be. And so acknowledging that you're doing that is also a big step to like see yourself doing that, take it out of your blind spot. Like, oh, okay, I see that this is why I'm doing it. And some little things that some of my friends have done, which I thought was cool, is like they go get that drink and they slowly lessen how much they drink when they go out. So like they start to like become more, use it as a tool. Like, okay, it's going to help me get out of my shell a little bit, but like next time I'm only going to drink 2 drinks. And next time I'm only going to drink 1 drink, because it's all a mental thing. It's all like a mental thing that says, I'm more social when I drink. So like if you could play little games with yourself of like starting to really strengthen this part of yourself and get yourself out of your skin more by lowering how much you drink, it's only going to help you start to work on that part of you that doesn't feel like you could be social without it, which, like I said, that can help you in so many areas of your life and help you be more fulfilled and more confident. So I think that working on yourself in those ways is going to be a fun thing, not always fun, but it's going to make you feel so much more excited to be like, wow, I used to be so not confident in a room. I used to feel so insecure, like I couldn't talk to people, but I gotten so much better at it. Like now I can hang out for like the first full hour without getting a drink and actually like get to know people and ask them what they do for a living and so forth. And like little things that you can work on, and everyone's is going to look different. But like now you're actually, an emotion comes up, you're looking at it, and you're now working with it to become stronger. And that's what life is all about. We're all trying to evolve to the best versions of ourselves. Emotions come up, feels icky. Some of us will suppress them, and some of us will look at them and work on them. And those are the people that we look up to in life, that we're like, holy shit, you're a badass. Are the ones that look at those and work on them to have more fun. So this is a big one. And I do agree. There's times when I will go out and I'm like, okay, I know if I drink, I probably would have more fun here. And all I'm thinking about is that I should leave. And when I'm sober. And so it definitely is a true thing that, you know, when you drink, more things are more fun. But one of the things I realized recently was that if I go somewhere that actually is fun, I am less likely need to drink than if I go somewhere that isn't fun. So then it started to make me think, why am I somewhere that's not fun? Why do I want to mask something that's just not fun? Why do I want to pretend like this is fun? Or do you know what I mean? Like, it was interesting for me. I'm like, some people around me were like, what do you mean? But like, I went to this person's birthday the other day, and it was really, really cool. And it was just such good vibes when we walked in. Like, I went with a group of my friends. We walked in, the energy was high. It was a themed party, so everyone was dressed up and everyone felt excited to be like, hey, how are you talking? Like, we're all like wearing cool outfits. It felt like an experience. I literally didn't want to drink the whole time. I'm like, I don't really need to right now. I didn't tell myself like I'm not drinking today. I just kind of said, I don't feel like it right now. And I kind of let it be like, if I want to, I'll go get a drink. No pressure. But like what I realized is the night went fully past and I didn't even drink the whole time because I genuinely had fun. And I realized that my vibes are already high. The vibes of the room are already high. Like, I'm talking to the people, my friends I'm comfortable with. Like, I feel comfortable. Like, I feel good. So there's no need for me I don't want to ruin this moment, if that makes sense. Because like once, like I said, when you start working on yourself and elevating yourself and trying to be in a good mood every day, you start to realize, is it really worth me having a low vibe potentially tonight and or the next day and the next day and the next day? It takes about like 3-ish days to completely like get over your low vibe after drinking. And is that like worth it to me? Is like the questions I ask myself. So I'm like, no, I'm actually having a lot of fun. Like, I'm cool. Like, I'm good with this. So like, these are the types of interesting things that you'll start to notice. But I understand. It's like, one of the things is like, okay, maybe if you were sober, you would never talk to this person in a million years or like care to do these things. Or like, for an example, if I drink, I'm like, I'll go with people to like the next place, and we'll go to the next place, and we'll go to the house party, and we'll go to the bar that's open till whatever time. And like, we keep going. But it's kind of like, did I need to do all that? Was there any like substance to it all? Like, and I know that does sound kind of negative for people. They're like, it's an experience. And I agree with that. But I think that over time, you start to realize that once you evolve yourself and your being and your experiences because you're more aligned with who you want to be, those things kind of feel not as important anymore when you compare them to like your best version. And so you're like, no, I like feeling good every day. That's more important to me. And like the people I want to talk to, I do talk to when I'm sober because like we naturally have good conversation. I don't need to force it. I don't need to mask and pretend like we have good conversation because I'm drunk. And the only reason I'm talking to this person is because I'm drunk. So I don't know if this resonates with anyone, but like these are some of the thoughts I've had and I've shared, and I've had people that don't drink have shared with me. Another one is to relax after a long day. This is another one of like when you are feeling burnt out or you have worked too much or all these different things and you feel like getting that alcohol is going to make you feel like, it does. It helps you get out of your head, get out of what you were stressed about, all that stuff, make you laugh, relax, all these things. There's so much amazing parts of it. But the counter to it is, again, if you are feeling burnt out or like something you need to relax and that's what you're choosing. And I've heard this from many psychologists, and I'm not a psychologist. This is not that type of information. When you choose to mask this feeling, you're actually not giving yourself the true relief that you need. So for an example, if you feel exhausted after a long day and you go to grab something to cover it up, that's not actually giving your body what it is looking for. Your body is looking for actually to unwind, but it's not looking for something that's bad for it, like alcohol, which could be poison, a depressant, and it's kind of leading you down the wrong path. It's looking for the things that make you feel relaxed in yourself. Like we always know what those self-care things are, whether they're taking a long bath, journaling, having really good conversation with a loved one. Like these are the things that fill your soul. And those are the things that are genuinely going to give your body and your mental health what it needs to let go, to unwind. And so those over time is what gives you true balance in life when you're feeling like you need to relax from a long day. It's making you feel more empowered the next day to get up even better, rather than when you go to drink, it's actually just going down this negative cycle where you're just like not really giving yourself the balance that you need in life to feel better so that you could go to work better the next day. It's kind of just putting yourself in a negative and then going back to a negative, is how I would kind of look at it. Another huge one is to feel better after something bad happened. So it does help if you like got in a breakup or something bad happens. But like for me, I will never go grab a drink if I feel bad about something. It just, I mean, I definitely have in the past, but like now I know that is going to literally take me down the opposite path of what I really want to feel, which is feel better. Like in the it's a quick solution to something that doesn't give me isn't a long-term solution. Like if I go to grab that alcohol when I'm feeling bad, I know that I'm going to wake up the next day feeling bad. And then I'm going to need to work on it. Otherwise, what do? You go grab more alcohol, and then it's like you're just prolonging facing this bad situation. Whereas if you deal with it in the moment, it's going to hurt, but like you will get past it way quicker by dealing with it than suppressing it. So all these things you start to see, like all of this is connected to suppressing emotions. Alcohol could be used to suppress emotions, whether it's not feeling confident, feeling insecure, not feeling like you could be social, trying to rest after a long day. Like all of these things come back to the decision to either suppress your emotion or deal with the emotion. Okay, so my last piece that I think is pretty crazy. I've seen it on the internet multiple times on TikTok, and all you have to search is alcohol and spirituality. And tons of videos like this will come up if you haven't already seen it. I think it's just something that's interesting. I'm not going to say anything other than that. You guys can listen to this and take your own decision of what this means to you. But alcohol is a gateway to negative spirits and is sold to keep you trapped in a low vibrational state, ultimately enslaving the population, keeping us under control. Why do you think it's referred to as spirits? The word alcohol is derived from an Arabic word alcohol, which in translation literally means body-eating spirit. This is why you black out and don't remember, while an evil spirit takes your body out for a joyride. This is why your friends and family turn into completely different people when they drink. But even before you black out, you're still in such a low vibration that the side that you repress the most feels comfortable to come out. Every single time you drink, you pollute your energetic environment so bad that your soul literally leaves your body until it's safe to come back. Not only does it yearly bring billions of dollars to big corporations, but it numbs your truest higher self, keeping you in a low vibration, which then creates the fear holding you back from tapping into your true spiritual power. So take what you want with that. And I'm just going to tell you a little prayer that I do sometimes before I drink. And I've tried this and it's so interesting because then you're going to be like, well, then why drink at all? Because this is the question I had. But me and my friends saw when we went down this rabbit hole that the way that you cannot be in a place where your soul wants to leave your body and then you're leaving yourself open to any spirits coming in because you're in such a polluted place that your soul wants to leave is what it's saying. So like lower vibrational entities come and like grab onto you is what it says. Take what you will with this. But one of the things we did when we went down this path, we're like, okay, I'm going to make a prayer because we saw you can make a prayer. It's like before you drink, you could pray like, I command my higher self to stay within my body. I do not allow any outside lower vibrational spirits to come into me during this time. Please shield and protect me while I'm under the influence. So like saying some sort of prayer like that. What's really interesting is every single time I do the prayer or my friends do the prayer after we saw this, we cannot literally get buzzed. Not at all. It's so weird. And then we're like, okay, so your body kind of like has to leave. Your soul has to leave for you to be under the influence. It's weird. Someone else kind of, you try it yourself. Let me know what you think. But like that is something we've felt many times. So anyways, I really want to know what you guys think about this episode. And like I said, all my episodes and everything I care about is all about just like you becoming your best version. That matters so much. It's something I work on every single day. As I tell you, I try to be as transparent as possible so that you guys know I'm never judging anyone. Like everything I talk about is things that I've went through, that I've dealt with, that I've also experienced. And so none of this stuff is like easy and can be changed overnight. Like we're all working on ourselves. Like currently at this state, I am someone that occasionally drinks. I would like to be someone that doesn't drink anymore and doesn't feel at all the need. But I'm someone that occasionally is like, okay, Tara, like I do want to be really more social tonight. So it's like things that I deal with too, but like now I know it's not, I'm smarter than it. It's not, I know that this isn't something that's really going to make me more confident forever. Like I know that this is a suppressed emotion that I just need to work on. And so it's just being more smart and more in control of your life so that you can align with your dreams. So I love you all so very much. And thank you so much for listening. It means so much to me when you guys subscribe, when you comment, my heart melts. I love responding to all of you guys. And as you know, I come back every week on Tuesday. So I'll see you there. Feel free to share this episode with anyone that you feel like this would help. And I love you all, my $1 billion babies.